Hi everyone, hope you're doing good. Hope you're having a good day. So this video is going to be about one of the most important topics that aren't really talked about that much, but that should be, because it's one of the main reasons by which you get more sales. And that is pricing. I mean, obviously you would have known that, but this video is going to be about 4 different types of pricing methods that you can follow in order to get more sales. Now you might ask that why is it basically important and why am I saying all of this? So this is kind of important because if you are an Amazon customer, not a seller, but if you are a customer, you would know that you basically buy your products after looking at the prices and the pictures. So pictures are one of the things that are talked about a lot. You might have found a lot of videos about that as well. But pricing is one of the main things that aren't really talked about, and new sellers are just pricing their products anything. They're either selling it for $75 with 50% profit margin and aren't selling anything, or either they're pricing it for $12 and aren't even getting any profit. So this is something that we do need to talk about. So with correct pricing techniques, I was able to get the Amazon's number one new seller within the first 2 weeks, because with correct pricing methods, I was able to get more sales, and with more sales, I got more reviews, and with more reviews, I got Amazon's trust. And with that, I got that tag within the first 2 weeks, and obviously that increased my sales a lot. So I would tell you the 4 methods that I use every now and then, that I used in the very first 2 weeks. And these are the methods that you should be using in your daily lifestyle as well, because it differs category wise. The number one pricing method is going to be competitive pricing. Now, competitive pricing, one of the techniques that is used a lot, but it's not used properly, and people don't really know when to use it and how to use it. You should use this method only if your category is competitive and a little oversaturated. If your category is good to go, if it's not oversaturated, if it's not that much competitive, then you're okay with your normal pricing that we'll talk about later, but you do not need the competitive pricing. But first of all, if you are a beginner, I usually don't recommend that you go for a product that needs this technique. But if you were up for the challenge, and a lot of sellers do go for that, because the higher the risk level is, the higher the profits are, and the higher the winning factor is. So if you are one of those people, then stick along, and this method is for you. So what you basically have to do, you have to keep a keen eye on your competitors. So you have to see their pricing strategies, their pricing methods, because you should not be only seeing them as your competitor, but you should see them as a role model as well. Now I know that it doesn't seem good because they are your competition anyway, but the thing is that they have experienced that. They have experienced the beginner stage, so they know what they're doing. That is why they are at that level that you're following them. Now there are different ways by which you can keep a keen eye on your competitors. Either you keep following them for a month or two and then get to know their pricing strategies, but you won't be able to get to know their pricing strategies when they started. So if you want to get to know about their pricing strategies, what they used in the start and everything, then you can use AMZScout Pro extension, and then you can work with that. But the thing with that is that you do need a product research application anyway. So if you are getting one, then AMZScout is the one that you can use as well, and then you can get their Pro extension as well, which is free, and then if you like it, you can upgrade it. And basically, product research application is one of the main things that you would need throughout your journey, so you will pay for that anyway afterwards. But still, if you want to try it out, you can get that first as a free trial, and then you can work with that. But with that, you can get to know about their pricing strategies, and you can compete with their prices. Now, if you know me, then you would know that I don't recommend the strategies in which one of your competitors is decreasing their price for $1, you would decrease it for $1.5, because that kind of does not show a good picture for your brand, because whatever you're doing is for building a brand. So you need to build a brand, and you need to let your customers know that you're not one of those brands that goes into the price competition, because you need to set yourself apart from the others. And if you're doing this, then obviously you aren't setting yourself apart. But you might be thinking that at one side I'm telling you about the competitive pricing, and at the other hand I'm telling you this. So by that, you need to find a middle ground in between. This is what I'm saying. Never go for $1 or $1.50, but make sure that whatever you're changing, whatever you're increasing, whatever you're decreasing is justifiable. If you want to decrease your price, add a coupon, add a lightning deal, and work with the competitive pricing as well. But make sure you're not decreasing that to that level. Now another is price adjustment and repricing. So that is kind of similar to the first one, but with competitive pricing, you don't really change it every now and then. But with the second one, you do change the prices, not every now and then. It's not recommended that you change your prices every now and then, but you do change it accordingly, because if someone is selling for the last 6 years and they are changing their price every 4 months, they know what they're doing. So so you might as well follow them. And this method is usually used for products that are price sensitive. So if you're seeing that, if you're selling a spatula and if you're seeing that it's priced close to $12, $13, $14, $15, because obviously if you're selling one spatula, you would know the prices and these are the prices. You can't sell a single spatula for $50 because it doesn't make sense at all. Even whoever is new to Amazon would know that this is overpriced, and then that wouldn't paint a good picture for your brand. So if you're seeing that you're selling it for $15 and most of the sellers were selling it for $15, but now that holiday season is done and everyone has started to save their money, so you might as well decrease your price for a little while, and then you can reprice it again when you see that everything is getting a hype again, it's that season again, and then you can make more profits. But again, you have to make sure that you're looking over your competitors as well, because if you're a beginner, you would need to know the strategies that everyone is following. So you have to keep a keen eye on everyone. So the third strategy would be to make your product stand out. So this is one of the things that I do recommend a lot, because I'm not really into price competition and I didn't really go into that as well, because my niche wasn't that much competitive as well, but there are a lot of niches that are competitive, so you might as well use that. But if you are one of those people who don't really want to go into that price competition and who doesn't really want to go into that competitive niche, then you have to make sure that you're standing your product out. There are plenty of different ways by which you can let your customers know that you're offering them completely something else and buying your product is totally worth it. Now you can't sell something that 10 sellers are selling for $15 and you can't sell the same exact thing for $25. Now how would you be able to differentiate your brand or your product? So you can do a lot of things. I'll just tell you some of the things. So number one is color. Color is the easiest thing that you can change in order to stand out, but that is one of the easiest things, and that is one of the things that you're doing just to stand out. So if you want to make your brand really stand out, then you can add something. You can give them two products while everyone is giving one, because obviously if everyone is selling one product for $15, and obviously you would know the price. If you look at Alibaba, you would know the pricing, you would know that it doesn't cost that much. And even if you're including two products, you can sell it for $25, and everyone would do the math easily. They would be like, if I want to buy two of these, it would cost $30, but if I'm buying it from them, it can cost me $25, and then I can be done with that. And then by that you can get more profit, and you know that it wouldn't cost you more. So if that product is for $3 and you're increasing one more, then obviously your supplier will give you some discount as well. So let's say you're buying two products with $5 and then you're pricing it for $25. So not only are you getting, let's say, $7 to $8 extra, but you are standing out as well, and people are seeing you as a brand that helps them. So this is the brand that you want to be. And if you want to change the color, change the color. That's one of your things as well. So let's say you're selling something with organization. If you're seeing that everyone is selling those organization desks, you can include a cleaning cloth in that. You can include decorative papers as well. And you know how cheap papers are. You know how cheap decorative papers are. But if you're including that, you can justify the increase in price and you can make your product stand out. So this is method number 3 that is used by a lot of people who are not in that competitive niche. Again, keep that in mind. You need to know what your category is. Where does your category stand? And number 4 is stable pricing. So if you are choosing that method, you know that you priced it very well in the very first time and you're okay with that. Your competitors aren't really changing their prices every now and then because it's priced perfectly. One in your category or your niche change prices a lot, so you're good with that. You can set your price once or twice in a year and you can be done with that. You don't really have to worry about the pricing anymore. But again, you have to do your research on that. You have to look over the competitions on that, and then only you would be able to figure out whether you can be in that stable pricing method, whether you're in that competitive pricing method. You have to deduce that by using your competitors' history. And how would you basically get to know about that? Again, that's AMZScout's Pro extension. And you would need a product research application. So that is one of the things that you can take advantage of, because you can do a lot with that. Not only can you do this, you can do reverse ASIN keyword research, which is really important every 2 weeks. You do need to optimize your keywords every now and then. If you don't know this, and if you aren't really up for that, if you don't want to change your keywords every 2 weeks, and if you don't want to optimize your PPC every 2 weeks, then you will be losing a lot of money on PPC. And if you are a beginner and if you have a limited budget, you don't really want that. You don't really want to drain your profits in a keyword or in keywords that are draining your profits and aren't giving you any results. So how would you do that? By doing reverse ASIN keyword research, by knowing what your competitors are getting the rank for and by which keywords are they getting the sales for. That is reverse ASIN keyword research. You can get to know about that. You can know about the sales history. And if you're really new to Amazon and you don't really know what product to sell, what product not to sell, then you can use AMZScout's product research tools, and that will give you a lot of filters. And by those filters, you get to know about the products that you want to sell and that fits your ideal products as well. And you can track your competitors' pricing history, so you can work on that as well. And if you are just starting out, you might say that I'm just saying it, but once you start selling, you will know why it is important. It's even important on the days when you're not selling, because at those days you can see what you're doing wrong and what you can change. So that was all the summary. That was all the 4 ways that you can price your product, and you have to make sure that you're doing that properly. You can use any of those 4 methods, and again, you have to make sure that you know what category you are in. If you're in a competitive niche, competitive pricing is for you. If you are at a stable product, if you are at a very chill category or niche, then stable pricing is for you. And if you are somewhere in between, then standing out your product is a good option as well. So you have to know about that. So that is it for this. If you have any questions, do let me know. And you can get started with AMZScout Pro extension from the link in the description, and that'll help you. And that's that. So let me know if you have any questions. See you soon. Bye.